coming at number 98, we have Anthony Barr, outside linebacker, Minnesota Vikings. Now, if you could build the perfect kind of linebacker for the modern NFL in a lab, you would build somebody who is a freak athlete, obviously, with freakish talents. And when you think of Anthony Barr, you have somebody who's 6'4", 6'5". He's big enough to cover and stick to and check tight ends coming up the seam. He's mobile and agile enough to cover running backs coming out of the backfield. He's fast enough in his 4.6 speed to have range going all the way across the field, but he's also got a quick enough first step in terms of when he's rushing the passer. He has good bend coming around the edge. He can do it all, you know. And one of the biggest question marks that I had for him coming out of UCLA was were his football instincts kind of up to par with his physical traits. And really what you've seen since he got under Mike Zimmer and, you know, the tutelage of that defensive staff and around all those great players in Minnesota, you've seen him elevate on that front. So obviously I'm going to touch on a lot of the physical traits here, but I'm also going to touch on some of the more mental plays that he's making now that he wasn't making then as well. You know, first off, when you talk about the linebacker position, one of the most important things is their instincts, or here I put their anticipation. You know, watch Barr in this scenario where the Giants are backed up on their doorstep, rookie QB in one of his first games. They have a 3 tight end set left. You know, Barr's probably pretty tuned into the general snap cadence, and look at what he was able to do here against a former Pro Bowler in Kevin Zeitler. He's just able to make him look like an absolute kid because of that explosiveness and able to just shoot that gap backside, make a huge momentum swinging play for the Minnesota Vikings. And kind of on the same kind of page there, you just have his quick trigger. You know, when you think of a linebacker in a typical gap control scheme, you generally want somebody who sticks to the script, you know. Well, Barr, he is able to read and react fast enough to where he'll go outside the system a little bit. And you see that here. You see that he has, once we get to this view, you see that he has either B gap or C gap. You can't tell exactly which, but just based on that initial angle, you see that he's going to make a play outside. But guess what? He realizes I can come backdoor this underneath. I can go B gap that just opened up and shoots the gap again and makes a great play in space on Miles Sanders to bring him down for the huge loss. And on the same page, really, with the instincts are the athleticism to back it up. You know, so here's Barr on the goal line, lined up right on the line of scrimmage, going up against, you know, you don't really know what gap he has, but he's likely going up against this tight end who he's head up on. And just watch his quick first step and his ability just to explode through the block of this tight end. You really can't block this man with any other tight end because that's what he's going to do. He's going to kind of put his shoulder into you and just go make a play. He's going to split the gap and make a huge tackle that could have changed the game drastically. You know, you never know what happens if Washington scores this touchdown. But just look at how fast Barr is able to accelerate. And look at where his ground is compared to really the rest of the players on the defense. Obviously, it helps that he was going up against a tight end, but he's 2 yards in the backfield, and we're not even a second and a half into the play. It's just that quickness, his ability to kind of dip his shoulder, get right in there, and go finish the play. Force AP to bounce it out a little bit, right into Daniil Hunter, right into the rest of the gang, and cause a stop. You know, and with that quick first step, obviously, I just changed the name. It's really the same thing here. It's his explosiveness and really his short area quickness. You know, you look at him, again, he's going to be blitzing against the Redskins. Well, he is so fast and just so explosive to where this left guard isn't even able to get eyes on him. You know, just watch this real quick. Again, he has great anticipation with the snap count, and the guard is locked in to the 3-tech right here, and Anthony Barr is able to make the play really before you even realize what happens. You know, the center, you can kind of see him looking back right here. He's realizing, like, oh crap, we just got Dwayne Haskins killed. But that's what Anthony Barr offers. He offers that versatility to where, okay, he could have been dropping back in coverage. He could have just been faking the blitz, but he's not. And he's so fast, so explosive, that if you're not tuned in as an offensive lineman, he's going to make you pay. And that's what Anthony Barr offers. And obviously, again, the ability to finish and get the half sack with his boy Everson Griffin. But not every play are you going to be coming unevaded, you know, to the quarterback. You're going to have to really stack in the shed and make plays against offensive linemen. So look at what he's able to do here on with the play side run. He takes a tackle, Cam Irving, and gets great extension on him immediately. That's exactly what you want. This is textbook like defensive end stuff here, defensive tackle. He's able to, just withstand the initial punch of this 300-pound plus O lineman offensive tackle and just stand him up, And from there, he's able to peek, look, find where the ball carrier is coming. Oh, guess what? He's bouncing it outside, shed, finish the play. Again, great stuff within the 5-yard line. Just fantastic, Anthony Barr. And you see just in these plays so far, I'm not gonna talk about it too long, but just his versatility. And he could be lined up 5 yards off the ball. He could be lined up on really the strong side defensive end, the backside outside linebacker spot. He could be lined up in that A gap right here. And you really don't know what he's gonna do. And that's the great kind of advantage that you have when you have a guy like Barr who can do it all. So here, when we get into his range, just watch how quick he is to flip his hips, run, and make a huge play on Aaron Jones in space here. Instantly, there's a screen, just goes, gets after it, makes a great tackle, pops the ball out. That's just fantastic. You think of a screen, you don't expect a guy who's on the opposite hash making a play on those numbers. But it's just, again, it's that quickness, it's that straight line speed that makes Barr so great. And then here's another play where you want to talk about range and effort. Effort's a huge part of that linebacker position. And watch Barr. He's 2-3 yards off this opposite hash. The ball's going to go right here. But just watch how he keeps on fighting to get to the ball carrier. You're going to see Taylor Decker's going to come out and try and cut him. He just slaps him away. He navigates through some traffic and helps get in on the tackle. Taylor Decker, get out of here, fight over you. Joe Dahl, move out of the way. I'm getting in on that tackle. And it's that mindset of I'm going to make this play that helps Barr excel, I should say. Again, there you go. Taylor Decker, I'm going to shuck you out of here, jump over you. Joe Dahl, get out of the way. I'm getting in on this play. And, it's kind of the mindset of that Minnesota defense that everybody's going to get into every play. But it's really something that Anthony Barr has developed too. And that's kind of what I was talking about with the tutelage to Mike Zimmer. He's kind of instilled this in Barr because you didn't see that as much in college. You didn't see as high of effort plays, and you didn't see this range as much. But in the NFL, he's not quitting. And talk about not quitting, man. I think a lot of people really underrate Anthony Barr in space. Obviously, he is a taller guy, so he's naturally a little bit stiffer. But, man, just look at him here going against Danny Amendola. We talk about a great threat in that underneath from the slot position. Look what Anthony Barr is able to do with him. You talk about mirroring and matching. I just got done with Xavier Howard's video. Look at Barr. Look at Barr's footwork and watch it. Look at his fluidity and ability to, again, just get right in that hip pocket of Amendola and make a beautiful play on the ball to prevent a catch across the middle. And if he doesn't swat that ball away, and if he misses there, that might be a huge play. You don't see very many men around the ball. But that's what Barr offers. He does have that agility and mobility and really that functional athleticism to play in space. And, when he's not knocking the ball away, every now and then he'll come down with a catch. This is just a great play, not only instinctually, but, again, just in terms of his coverage. Watch him here on the bottom. He's going to be covering Golden Tate out of the backfield. And he just jumps that route, lays out full extension to make the catch. It's just great stuff. Again, it's reading the quarterback's eyes and reacting. We see it in the run game, read and react, but it's here in the passing game too. And I feel like this is what this makes him underrated. He is lined up. How many yards is that inside of Tate? 5 yards inside of Tate. Tate has the leverage advantage, but man, look at that jump he gets on the ball. It's just that initial explosion that most quarterbacks don't see out of everyday linebackers. That's why Anthony Barr obviously is not a linebacker. He has elite fluidity and change of direction. I put this play on here because it kind of shows the same thing. You'll see him. He's going to be going up against Zach Ertz and Nelson Aguilar, and they're going to be trying to isolate him in running this levels concept. You're going to have Aguilar coming underneath, Ertz push up the seam, and then come in as well. They're forcing him to choose which defender does he want to cover. Well, Anthony Barr, he's able to start going back left, kind of press and shuck Zach Ertz a little bit. While he's doing that, you can see that he's seeing Aguilar, so he's going to sink down, and then he puts himself in great position because, if Wentz throws to Aguilar, you go up, you make the play, 3-yard gain. that's very minimal compared to what it could be if you come up and let him dot that into Ertz over the top. Well, Anthony Barr puts himself in great position. Carson Wentz thinks he's coming up. He's actually sitting back. Makes a great play to now he obviously doesn't convert the interception, but he's able to change directions super fluidly and make a play on the ball and bat it down. And it's plays like these that I feel like are very underrated because they were isolating him as a defender. They wanted to force him to choose. He chose and he made it right. And that's super valuable in the NFL. And no, they don't just use him in coverage in Minnesota. As I said, he can rush the passer as well. This play they'll kind of transition to more of a base 3-4 defense, have him coming off the edge, and again, you see that quick first step. He doesn't take many plays off. He doesn't take many plays off, and he's able to capitalize on what is a little bit of miscommunication here between Jake Matthews and the left guard. And you just see it, the straight line speed, right to the quarterback, finish, make the sack. But don't think that he's only a successful pass rusher when he's coming unblocked, because here he is in the playoff game going against one of the Saints tight ends. He just rides my man 7 yards back into the backfield. If Everson Griffin wasn't there for the sack, he would have got credit for it, because this is what he's able to do. He has, like I said, he has the mobility to cover those players in coverage, but he also has the strength and really the explosiveness to rush the passer. And that's why, in a nutshell, Anthony Barr is number 98 on my NFL Top 100. As always, if you guys like this video, make sure you leave it a thumbs up. Make sure you comment, even if you disagreed with the video. Leave a comment. Tell me why. Did you think Barr should be way higher? Do you think Barr should be off the list? But at the end of the day, you won't know if he should be higher unless you subscribe and see who's coming in at 97 and beyond. Peace, guys.